What an episode today. What an episode today. We got E on the mic in the building. Raw thoughts, raw mind is what I always say. Hit my music.
You're on time to talk sports with Raw Mind. Game day, who plays with updates of all kinds. From press box to sideline. Who got cut, who got signed. Who's clutch when it's crunch time. The starting lineup or the pine. These athletes compete, some without even trying. You want a championship, you gotta grind. When them bright lights shine, and this game go 9, they gon' cover the story, not quite like Ryan. Exclusive interviews, dudes plug like Mike Line. He's got the inside scoop of why, who got fined. Prime time, got the game statistics. I could say, if you wasn't at the game, you missed it. But now Raw Mind Sports covers the distance. Front row, that's close like a coach's assistant. You wanna be in the know? Eyes open and listen. This is Raw Mind Sports, another edition.
We're here. Welcome to another episode of Raw Mind Sports. I'm your host, Ryan Primetime Jones Senior. And with that, I got my guy, my main man, E on the mic. I'm going to let E plug himself in real quick.
What's going on, Ryan? Appreciate you getting me on this show here. You can also find me on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, and on Threads, as always, on E on the mic. That's where you can find me at and all those contents right there. Appreciate you getting me on here, Ryan. I appreciate it. Those are my plugs right there. Ryan, you there? Your microphone's on mute.
Well, yeah, that's what I do, man. You know, raw mind, raw thoughts, however you want to call it. You know, everything is unscripted here, so things will always happen.
I see that.
I appreciate you being here, E. And you know,
Hey,
on the way. Go ahead.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
So with that being said, by the way, people, for the viewers, Essential Collections by Monica Rich is sponsoring this show. Essential Collections, products, facial products, bath products, package care for kids. You know, anything.
Hey, listen, we need that face. Listen, I need a clean face too. Listen, I'm about to see my girl tomorrow. I need a clean face too. So I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. Send me away.
And that's what we're doing. Use a promo code Raw Mind. Use promo code Raw Mind. You know, and my main man E, we're gonna get that discount and we're gonna take care of that because we gotta get him straight. So with that being said, before we get started, while we're getting started here, we're gonna get something out the way. I get it from my end, you know, Sam Hartman, it's rib necklace. Like, tell me what you think about this. His mom's gonna put the necklace on. It's a rib that was removed. Sam Hartman is playing one rib shorter than usually. So yeah, give me your raw thoughts, man. Raw thoughts.
Man, when I first heard this story about the rib necklace of Sam Hartman, I thought that was just a joke, honestly. But because the reason how that happened was, of course, he had a blood and contusion on his rib. He had it taken out through surgery. Now, instead of kind of letting it be researched, no, his mom wants to keep it for her to keep her son right there with her. Now, I understand that for a mother's perspective, but for me, I think it's kind of weird just to have your son's bones right there on your necklace, right there hanging out like that. I mean, I understand there's a deeper connection to your son, so he's never gone from you, but man, I would just let it just be on the science. Let the scientists look at that, research it more so they can figure out how to get rid of that, especially with a broken rib. He's one rib short, like you said, Ryan, but man, I would never want to see, not even my mother, have a broken rib on her necklace. Not at all. Not at all. Not one bit.
Yeah, I get it. So I'm the same way, man. But I also understand from a mom perspective, I guess, keeping it close. I think that's a mom thing. We'll just have to figure out how we feel about it, and we'll go for that. I just thought it was, you know, maybe some good luck. We don't know.
It's her baby. I understand it. It's her baby, you know. But even then, it's like kind of weird. It's like that's like saying, like, oh, listen, I have my son's skeleton face right here, but you know, it keeps me close together. It's like almost the same concept, but it's just a rib. It's just a rib, but it's just weird. In my opinion, it's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. So we're gonna go to the next topic here, man. Aaron Rodgers, Hard Knocks debut after playing in the league for 30 years. he gets a Hard Knocks debut, and I know he said it shoved it down his throat. So I don't know what he expected in New York. I hope he ain't think he's just gonna keep floating like he was in Green Bay. But what are your raw thoughts?
All right, thoughts into the Aaron Rodgers situation with him being debuted on Hard Knocks. He know he had it coming. Come on now. He was the most talkative guy around this past all season during the spring training camp. Easy to retire, easy to get traded. And then he finally said, oh, I'm going to get finally traded. Where he was going to go to. And it took a long time for him to get to the Jets. And it was inevitable, especially when, Hard Knocks was trying to figure out which team to get. And it was a no-brainer for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers was the most hyped player around in the social media game, honestly. So it brings the great views right there, especially when we have a defensive player like Sauce Gardner as well. That offense of the Jets, man, it makes a good show there. But listen, Aaron Rodgers, you always want to be on the spotlight. You pretend you don't, but you do. But you do. In the end run, you do.
I think the same thing. So I don't know why he tried to act like he don't want to be in the spotlight. He want this. He likes the attention. He wants to be in the attention. He wants everything on him. He went to Broadway for that reason, to be all the attention on him. Now he got a chance to win the division. Now I think he's more so afraid of what they're trying to bring out this season because it's his first year. They have a lot of talent. He doesn't want nobody to see what they're actually doing and what's going to happen. Well, Hard Knocks, maybe they don't get the X's and O's. Maybe they just get like random stuff that's going on, like during practice and stuff like that. But for me, I'm saying it like this, like raw thoughts. I feel like, I like it. Maybe people get to see the real Aaron Rodgers, or maybe Aaron Rodgers hides from the camera. But either way, you got to put on your big boy pants, Aaron Rodgers. You're a Hall of Famer, 2 back-to-back MVPs. You was in Green Bay. You let them down. Now you're in a situation where I think you probably have a much better team than you had in Green Bay. So why? I know why, but let's be real with Aaron Rodgers. It is what it is. You got a target on your chest. Everybody knows that you wanted to leave Green Bay. Now you leave Green Bay. Now people are going to really exit. Put the bullseye on you. Can Aaron Rodgers get it done? But I got some raw thoughts on that later. But with that being said, anything else you want to say about this topic? Sponsored by Central Collections.
I'll say this. The spotlight, tougher division, AFC East, when you have the Jets, of course, the Dolphins that has been a much improved this past offseason. The Buffalo Bills are still going to be the Buffalo Bills. The Patriots will still also be in the mix there, too. Compared to the NFC North, where all he had to worry about was the Vikings, the Lions, and the Bears. Now, we all knew the Lions and Bears are not going to be that team. Even if it was still there, the Packers will still run it. So, different times. Different times, my man. Different time for Rodgers, I feel.
Yeah, I think so, too. But we're going to see. But I, again, going to have some raw thoughts at the end of this show. So, let's go to the next topic. Damian Lillard. I see a lot of Miami back there. I see the Miami Dolphins back there. I see the Miami.
Listen, it doesn't hide. I don't hide the fact that I am.
So, I'm assuming you think he coming to Miami, but give your raw thoughts on when you think the deadline for him to leave.
Ooh. Man, that's been a lot of talk about Damian Lillard ever since about a few weeks ago when he requested a trade. The main question is when he's going to come. It all depends on what the Heat are going to willing to give up. Recently, though, the Heat are willing to give up 3 first-round picks and Tyler Hero in that trade, which right now is starting to put a little bit of mix for the Trailblazers to get that trade pick. But the main question is, will he get there? I feel at some point it's going to happen this month. I already have a feeling it's going to be this month. It could happen. I'm going to say the 22nd of July. I'm going to say the 22nd of July. I see that trade happening. Now, it could be even more than what I just said there. 3 first rounds than Tyler Hero. I wouldn't be surprised you see Duncan Robinson, one of the rookies, especially Jamie Jacquise. Man, that man was doing great in the summer league before we had to pull him out to Anjovic. So I would not be surprised at that. But there could be another scenario where Tyler Hero would be traded somewhere else just to get another first-round pick to convince the Trailblazers to give Damian Lillard to Miami, especially we desperately needed that position after Gabe Vincent and Max Strudis left the free agency going to LA or Cleveland.
My raw thoughts here. I think I seen a proposal saying something about Tyler Hero for 3 first-round picks. I like that. I think they may do that, but at the same time, I don't know what. Chauncey Billups might as well get ready for a rebuild. I think by the fact that you got Eric Spoelstra, you have that team. They got to the NBA Finals 2 out of the last 3 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
I mean, bubble year. Then
Bubble
they
year.
came back 2 years. Yeah, so Miami was back, and they always is in the running. For me, there was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and although they lost to Boston, I look at this team as a team that I think they are missing one piece. I mean, Miami finds a way to get it done with not the star power. You know, you got
Right.
Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is not a guy that you can say, how can you stop him? How do you game plan with Jimmy Butler? Butler gets buckets from anywhere. He ain't like guys like, Steph Curry gonna shoot, but even though he does a lot more. He ain't like, Kobe and Jordan, they're gonna do the post up, even though you can't stop him.
LeBron.
Post up. Yeah, LeBron is gonna will his power to get to the rim. Damian Lillard in Miami is gonna be something special. And I know he's probably saying, like, look, I don't want to go to New York because I might not win a championship. Boston, I probably can win the championship, but it's probably gonna be too cold. He wants to go somewhere where the market is good, like Miami, heat, weather. He wants to do
State taxes.
Right. State taxes, none, no state taxes.
No state taxes at all.
So, he's probably looking at the money he's going to make, the money he's going to receive, the money's going into his bank account with the Brink truck. Miami will be the perfect spot. New York, he can make so much money off endorsements because New York Broadway media is always going to be in his face.
New York, LA.
Right.
Could be a prime example. I know at one point in time he was interested in Golden State, but of course that Chris Paul trade happened.
Right, it happened.
The Wizards,
so
that's out of the picture right there. Any other teams he decides to go to, that's not happening at all. He will sit out. He will sit out like Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I can see him sitting out. So I'm thinking about the Lakers. Yeah, he could. That's like close to home. Chris Paul, Golden State. I didn't see him going to Golden State because Golden State has. Even though they got Chris Paul, I just don't. I don't know how much it would cost to get, Lillard there. And I don't think it's not even a fit to me personally. Then you got the Lakers. But now, if you got the Lakers, he has to have the ball in his hand. He's not playing off ball. Most guys who play with LeBron James have to play off ball because LeBron James, even though he's not the point guard on the roster that's listed as point guard, he's still the point forward who brings the ball up the court a lot, in certain situations. So, no, that kind of affects a lot of stuff. Miami would be the best place. All I know is if he ain't traded by the time preseason starts, you can best believe Dame Dollar gonna sit his butt down somewhere until he gets traded. So that's what I feel about that. And with that being said, Essential Collections by Monica Ricks. Use the promo code RAWMIND. Use promo code RAWMIND. You get a 15% discount on all products. Visit the website www.essential, ESCOLLECTION.square.site. So with that being said, go to your team.
Woo.
The Dolphins. Jalen Ramsey is in Miami. He went from Hollywood stars on the ground to now
Sunshine Miami.
Right. So let's see what your raw thoughts is. Do you think, because you're my Miami Dolphins fan, do you think that Jalen Ramsey is still a top 5 corner?
Oh, of course. Now, pointing aside of the Dolphins bias there, yes, he is definitely a top 5 corner. Yes, did he get blown out of coverage from Stephon Diggs last year? Yes, he has. He's gotten some blown coverage, but people forget that he's always an inside. He's a slot corner. It's a slot corner, more man-to-man coverage. What better way for that to work with Vic Fangio right there in a 3-4 scheme? Man's going to be very dominant, especially with Miami desperately needed a cornerback. But Ramsey, in my opinion, definitely a top 5 cornerback of this league. No doubt about it. Now, he's not number 1, but I'll say he's number 3 in this league as of right now. There's 2 other good players out there, but as right now, Ramsey will still be in my top 5 list moving forward, but he's not number 1 no more. As much as I say that his prime has gone a little bit down, but he will still remain prime. He'll still be impactful in that hard division in the AFC East.
Ramsey top 5. Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the main 2. Then you have other guys. I'm trying to figure out another corner I want to discuss. I want to say I like the corner from
Who do you think?
The Panthers. The Panthers corner. And
talking about JC Horn?
J.C. Horn, if he comes back. I feel like J.C. Horn is a good corner. I think that's it for me, man. He might be top 5. Probably
Ramsey's
edging
definitely
out
top
5.
5. No, he's not. It's not like he fell off a cliff. Yeah, there's times where he blown coverages. We saw in week 1. We saw in week 1 where he got blown off. So we all know that. There's been some blown coverage there, but let's not act like he hasn't been a lockdown corner though with LA last year too. Especially that clutch moment against the Atlanta Falcons when it came because they almost shook that game too. The Rams almost choked that game to the Atlanta Falcons until that Ramsey pick right there on that coverage in the end zone. So there's been spotlights there with Ramsey. Now, of course, he hasn't had that many interceptions in past years, but that don't mean nothing. He's still, in my book, still considered top 5.
Oh, in your book now. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
In my book.
I know because he's a Dolphins guy. I think, and you know, I can see
Listen,
that.
And I didn't even put the Dolphins side aside there. Listen, because I don't even put that in my side. I put it in a more realistic side too. Regardless, when he even came here, he was still a top 5. Even without Miami, he was in LA. He was top 5.
I can see that, but I'm gonna tell you now, he might be top 5, but it's a team in his division with the Rams he was with last year. It was a guy that absolutely made him look like he was.
I can already tell who it is. I can tell who that is.
Who is that? I want you to tell me.
Debo.
That's right. That's correct. So
listen, I already know what play you talking about. I know what play you talking about right there too.
It's been multiple plays. I done seen multiple plays with him, but I know the play you're talking about. But I've seen multiple plays where Debo has always finished off because like he catch the ball in front of him. Now you got to make a play. When I look at corners, I don't just look at pass coverage. I look at, can you make a play? Can you make the correct tackle? Can you make that stop? You know, that's what I think about. But I know in the NFL, it's a passing league. You want guys who can, you know, make great plays and stops. It's other and I'm over here trying to pull it up to make sure because I want to make sure I got it. Stephon Gilmore. They said Patrick. Well, hold on, wait a minute. Right now I'm going by 2023 top best. Oh, Jalen Ramsey is in the list. He said they got Sauce Gardner, Jalen Ramsey, Stephon Gilmore. I want to see what the NFL is saying. I'm still trying to Oh, hold on. All right, number 1. I'm trying to figure out who's the best corner in the NFL. They said Patrick Surtain. I think they said Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner, and they got them as a tie. But then you got Jalen Ramsey at number 2, Stephon Gilmore at number 3 with the Cowboys. No, they don't. They got Patrick Surtain at number 4, and Darius Slay at number 5.
That's not bad of a list.
But they got Sauce Gardner. Well, this about a fact, so I can say this for the record, so we can make sure we get it clear. This is from Pro Football Network, PFL. So they the ones who picked this list. Gardner's number 1, Jalen Ramsey number 2, Stephon Gilmore is number 3, which is absolutely. Now I'm about to go ahead and go into Pro Football Network. This is absolutely garbage.
I'm surprised even Stephon Gilmore is all the way up there at top 5.
Right. So Stephon Gilmore.
Wait a minute. The last time maybe you would probably hear him in top 5 was when he was still with the Patriots.
So
I'm
going my list. You know, we can keep Ali, Sauce Gardner where he's at because I know it's a debate between him and Pat. Yeah,
it's a debate over Pat Surtain.
So I put Pat Surtain at number 2. Surtain and Sauce Gardner could go 1 or 2. Yeah. Then I go. So I put those at top 2. Now I'm gonna go to 3. 3, Darius Slay. 4, Jalen Ramsey. And then if you want to put, I'm just going by their list. I'm just flipping their list. I go with Stephon Gilmore, number 5. What you got there with that list? I just named. Who are your picks? How would you order that list?
If I had to order all those 5 corners right there, would be, of course, Sauce Gardner and Patrick Surtain can always flip-flop. They always flip-flop 1 or 2. I'll definitely have Gilmore 5. It's just one of those flip-flops there with Ramsey and Slay. I can always flip-flop those 2 right there.
Right.
You never can go wrong with that. But if you want a legitimate, what I'm going to say, Ramsey, then Slay.
Of course. I knew you were going to say that. So I like that. So we're going to see what Ramsey do this year under Mike McDaniel.
Hey, listen, it'll be a proven year. Listen. And it's a good defensive coordinator, too. You should know that because he was a 49ers defensive coordinator for your Super Bowl run. Back in 2012 against the Ravens. But we're not going to talk about how that ending happened.
We not. But how do you feel about the Dolphins while we're on this subject? Do the Dolphins win the AFC East?
Do the Dolphins win the AFC East? It's going to be close. I'm not going to say yes, just because we have to get over the hump with Buffalo Bills. That's always our kryptonite every time. First, we have a tough schedule to go through. We're pretty much the top 5 toughest schedule in this league this year when we had to play against NFC East, AFC West. Gotta play some teams there. They're gonna be tough. They're not gonna be a walk in the park type of teams. And of course, our own division. So we still gotta worry about Buffalo, New York. We don't know how New York is gonna go with Aaron Rodgers. It could be a great Aaron Rodgers team, or it could be a bad Aaron Rodgers team. We won't know until Black Friday. And then there's New England there too. That's gonna be the main question there. Now it's all gonna come down to near the end of the season, which is gonna be tough. The way our schedule is gonna end this year, but if we can get a good 11 wins around that park, there's a big opportunity we can win that division for the first time since 2008, and that happened when I was 7. Okay, that was the last time they even had a winning. That was the last time they won their division when I was 7 years old at the old what it used to be called Sun Life Stadium at that time. So,
oh boy,
it's gonna be close. I'm not gonna say guaranteed, but it's a big opportunity. We have to take that opportunity. But Buffalo's gonna be in our way. New York is gonna be in our way. That's how I'm gonna feel for Miami trying to reach that division top for the first time since 08.
Would the Broncos be better under Sean Payton?
I say yes, because when you look at the difference between the Broncos of last year and the Broncos going into this year, you had a coach of Nathaniel Hackett who were hoping to get Aaron Rodgers there. That was the only reason why Hackett was even under that coach. But instead, they got Russell Wilson, and then Russell Wilson was controlling most of that crowd right there, letting everything shenanigans. You saw last year all the shenanigans with Russell Wilson there. Sean Payton's going to come in there in a brand new system there. He's more of a guy where situation coach, seeing what is what at this point in time is down by 10, what to do in this situation for the offense and for that defense there, and bringing Russell Wilson hopefully back into his same self when he was in Seattle, because last year was a fluke year for Russell Wilson there. That was not the Wilson that everyone was expecting. That all that high for Denver going to the Super Bowl last year, just for him to sleep like that, was not acceptable for Russell Wilson, and especially how much they gave up to get Russell Wilson. So Sean Payton, the veteran coach, will get that team up there. The main question is, can they get to the playoffs, especially in the tough AFC West with the Chiefs and the Chargers in the way? That's going to be the main question there. But they will be better than last year, than what their record was last year. I'll definitely guarantee that.
I'm going to tell you now. I was looking at Russell Wilson when he was in Seattle. And, of course, I've seen a lot of Russell Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Wilson is not Drew Brees in a Sean Payton's offense, because Drew Brees just has that pure accuracy. But what Russell Wilson has is extending plays, can move out the pocket better than Drew Brees. It's going to be a little bit different because you're going to have a mobile quarterback that can move a little bit. I don't know if he's going to make the correct throws every time, but Russell is Russell. But I know one thing that's going to happen. It's going to always be a safety valve. Jonathan Williams is going to be huge, just like Alvin Kamara was huge in the Sean Payton's offense. He's going to be getting a lot of digging dunks. I think they got rid of Melvin Gordon, so I don't know who the other running back is. But if he comes back, Jonathan Williams. P. Ryan is a guy who can catch the dig and dunk as well. He ain't Alvin Kamara, but Jonathan Williams is a special running back that people don't get a chance to talk about because he got hurt last year. I've seen him the first year, so I think you're going to see more action out the backfield, pass heavy, as well as run with a lot of Jonathan Williams this year. And you still got good receivers there, man. Cortland and
Jerry Jeudy.
Right. You got a nice core. So you need a good offensive coordinator, a guy who knows the core and can see what's going on. But this core is really good. So I think that's gonna be the thing. Can Russell handle the pressure of Sean Payton, putting him in the right positions? Russell has always been in a situation where he can kind of control his own destiny. But now you got Sean Payton coming. Even with Pete Carroll kind of let Russell be Russell in Seattle. They had like a very simple offense that they ran. But now you brought him last year with Nathaniel Hackett. He's running a complicated, somewhat West Coast offense, which I think the whole league probably about to start running the West Coast offense. Because for some reason, everybody done been under Kyle Shanahan or Mike Shanahan, and they just run the same style. They just all have their own versions of it. Right. They have their own versions of it. So, Sean McVay runs it. Kyle Shanahan runs it. Mike McDaniel runs it. Nathaniel Hackett was running it. The Jets are running it. So I mean, I'm quite sure that Houston Texans is gonna run it because D'Amico Ryans brought an OC from over there for San Francisco. They're gonna run it. So I mean, you're gonna see that offense a lot in this league. So, but can Russell Wilson be able to handle the load, even though they think it's simple. But the calls, the cadence, stuff like that under Sean Payton is a little bit different, right? So you're gonna get
Pressure's
a
on him
guy,
now.
right? You're gonna get a guy who's gonna hold you accountable. You're not gonna be able to do everything you want, and I'm not saying that Russell just doesn't have it. I think Russell still is a really, really, really good quarterback, but it ain't gonna be no do what you want no more. Raw thoughts. It's gonna be what the system is, what the play is. Let's make the best football play, and I think that's where Russell is going to see, because Sean Payton is a Super Bowl winning guy. Well, yes, we know Russell Wilson has won a Super Bowl, but let's be clear: when he won that Super Bowl, that was all Legion of Boom, keeping Peyton Manning under wraps. He pretty much handed off the year.
And you got to make Russell Wilson focus on football, because sometimes he'd be on the celebrity side of it. It was like, well, he has to be that celebrity with his wife, and it feels like it's like really gets him off of football. Really.
Right.
So that's why they had to clear everybody out of there of his locker, just one-on-one with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson at one point. Because as soon as Sean Payton got in there, you got rid of everything Wilson's counties and all that. Get that out of there. Make him focus on football. If you're really serious about this, you got to focus on football. You can worry about that in the off season, all that fun stuff. We're trying to win a Super Bowl here. If you're in Denver Broncos.
And I'm just realizing, even through my cousin that lives in Denver, I didn't know Denver was a big market, like for people to have so much attention, like Russell to have that much attention. In Seattle, it was okay. It wasn't like that type of marketing. Denver is bigger than, I guess, marketing wise than Seattle. It's not LA or Miami or nothing.
Oh, no.
Or New York.
They have a market. And especially now that the Denver Nuggets won this past season. Listen, that market is up in the air. So if you want some winning cultures, there's there too. So Denver is in the high of winning.
And with that being said, we're gonna go to let's talk about the Carolina Panthers #1 pick. They got Bryce Young. They got to kick the quarterback out of Alabama. He's a West Side guy, calling West Side out of California, but he came to the East Coast to play for Alabama. #1 pick. Will the Carolina Panthers win the NFC South title?
I say yes, actually. The NFC South is up in the air. It could be anybody's division, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers. That's about it, what I'll say. But the Panthers, though, with Bryce Young, you got a running back with Miles Sanders coming off of Philadelphia. You got Adam Thielen, who's a veteran wide receiver for him. And you have Hayden Hurst coming up from Cincinnati Bengals, giving him the recipe on winning, bringing that culture. Now, it's kind of crazy saying a rookie quarterback can take him to the playoffs, but this has happened before. This is not the first time a rookie quarterback has gone to the title. Now, of course, he has to fight for that quarterback spot because right now Andy Dalton is the starting quarterback. But I feel once they put Bryce Young at quarterback, that's going to keep them going riding up. And I'll even say this on the record, too. They will win a playoff game in the wild card at home. Whoever they face against, they will win. I guarantee that.
Woo! You said win a playoff game. Whoa!
Taking a hot take there. Listen, guy put a hot take there.
I don't know if Frank Wright defensively could get him there. I like, Steve Wilson was there. There was a very young, aggressive defense that was getting there. They just waiting for the right quarterback. I think he's a rookie. I think it's going to be things that he's still going to have to learn in the NFL. That the NFL is still going to be faster. I do like Bryce Young. He's same height as me. I think he might be 5. I ain't going to lie. I'm 5'9", 5'8". He might be 5. They always say they list you at 5'11", whatever, but you could be shorter than what you usually are. But they list you could be 6'4", but really like 6'2". So
yeah, they put the weight up just so you don't go there. Yeah, I know.
Right. So with Bryce Young, man, I think I like him. I like him for the Panthers. I like what the Panthers are doing. I just don't know what they're going to do defensively. And I think the weapons they got a veteran receiver, Adam Thielen there now. I think Bryce Young could be a guy that can help them guys win the NFC South title. Even though Derek Carr is in New Orleans, I just don't. I think Tampa Bay's getting ready for the draft. And what's up, Tim? You got
rebuild mode. Atlanta Falcons.
A
threat.
They make it be a spoiler. The Atlanta Falcons make it be a spoiler, even though I'm not saying I got my hopes high on the Atlanta Falcons. I know anything can happen. I think those are one of the teams that you just don't know. I feel like Derek Carr, New Orleans, they do have the better weapons. They get Alvin Kamara, which he does. It's what they say. He just got off of the situation. Still got Michael Thomas there. Maybe you can create some commodity or something like that, with those guys. But I just think the Panthers have a better overall team. I think, even though I'm a 49er guy, the Carolina Panthers will win the NFC side title. And son, I am on podcast. I'm on a podcast. I cannot come into you right now. Raw thoughts.
That's why it's called Raw Thoughts.
That's right.
There. Not scripted at all. Rolling right. Just rolling right. But yeah, I am bold with that statement there. They can possibly even win a playoff game. I'll say that.
So we're gonna go to this topic real quick before we get off the air. My guy E for E on the mic, and we call it the Raw Thoughts Minute. This is what I call something that you want to talk about discussing sports. We probably haven't talked about. We haven't even discussed off air, people. And he has a chance to give me this. So I'm hearing it for the first time, just like you're going to hear it for the first time. And this is where we're going at. So your Raw Thought Minute starts now.
Ooh. Man, Raw Thought Minute, man. Man, you got to put me right on the spot, too. It's always just kind of thinking. I'm just thinking, man. I'm just got me on the spot here. Damn. Okay, here's one. Here's a Raw Thought moment. You ever go to a girl's house, you know, you think you're gonna get something there, all of a sudden, the dad's there. What do you do in that situation? What do you do in that situation, though? If you think about it, right? She's getting all the mood and everything that, and then all of a sudden her pops is there. It's like, what do you do in that situation, Ryan? Tell me. Talking about some Raw Thoughts moments right here, man. What do you do in that moment? What do you do? What do you even do in that situation?
Oh my God. Hey, look, that's a Raw Thought Minute. Now for
Hey,
me,
you said Raw Thought Minute.
I have a daughter, so you know I was actually talking raw thoughts. This is definitely gonna be a snippet of this show. I was talking more like sports raw thought minute. Raw thought minute.
Hey! Listen, you said Raw Thought. I listen. Hey, listen.
I don't know, but I know one thing. I have a daughter, so I know what I do. And my daughter always joke with me now, talking about, you want to see my boyfriend? But she never brought him to me. You want to see my boyfriend? She never put him on the phone. So with that being said, she always taught that. So I understand where you come from as a father, but I also understand as my son would probably say, Dad, I went over to my girl house. Raw thoughts. I went to my girl house and her daddy popped up. Oh, you already know what time it is. You're a man yourself, ain't you? You're a man. What you do if that was your what you do? Let's just be in raw thoughts here. We know it's life. We know you gotta do it. It's gonna happen whether we see it or not. You as a man, and that's your daughter, and you got some kid coming over there trying to pop and squeeze. What you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna do. You better I hope I never find out to that day. I hope he never finds out. I hope I never find out. Let me put it that way. I hope I never find out to that day. Listen, I go dad mode on the way. Son, listen, you don't want this smoke, all right? I ain't gonna say all that. I know I can't say it on stream because it's gonna be on record. I ain't gonna say all that, but listen. I already know. I'm already sugar my sister already with it. So listen, with them boys and all that. Come on. Hey, listen, you said Raw Minute. I wasn't sure. I would say Raw Minute. Why not? It's part of the show, anyways. It's part of the show.
So here we go. My raw thought.
But I can do a raw sports moment if you want. I can do it.
Yeah. Give me that while we at it. Go ahead. Give me that.
Well, I'll let you go.
You just gave me all. You gave me the Raw Thought Minute off. And you gave me that. Let's go to the Raw Thoughts.
Okay, let's go right back. Let's go real back in.
Raw Thoughts Minute sponsored by Essential Collections. Go ahead.
Hey, listen, that's what hey, it's part of the show. Hey. Seriously. Raw thought moment for the sports talk right here. Imagine a Kobe and LeBron James final. Way back when because when the Orlando Magic upset the Cleveland Cavaliers way back, if it was, I'm going to say, a 2010 season. It was either 2010, 2011 season, where we could have gotten a LeBron James matchup against Kobe Bryant, seeing who was the best deal. Because Kobe Bryant was still in his prime during that point in time, back in 2009, 2010. Same thing with LeBron. He was just getting in his prime. The new generation against the old generation that was dominated for the LA Lakers and LeBron James. Could you imagine that finals, Ryan? Could you imagine that? You just think about it. That's like one of those what ifs moments.
Right. No, that's what ifs. But I'm gonna tell you now, raw thoughts. That's probably gonna be the most most watched NBA finals ever. I mean, and no matter
Agreed.
how many times LeBron's been there, LeBron and LeBron haters will watch to win or lose. Then you have Kobe in it, all of Kobe's fans in it. You by far the most televised. I know the NBA wish that would have happened. I know the
Man.
NBA wish that would
You
have
know how
happened.
much money they got that there, especially how much greed,
Ooh,
especially now they got
that-
an NBA Cup now.
That's like coming to church and they giving out offering for real, and then they say donations, like
Donations, my good
offering
sir.
on
Donations.
offering on offering. Right. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that, man. But,
And I imagine I went to 7 games.
woo,
7
woo.
games. They're not gonna get that at 5 and 6. We know how the NBA is.
We gonna make sure
they
this
just say for the Heat and Denver, then no one's watching it. Just finish up in 5. But if it's
I can
if it's
see
like
that.
LeBron versus Giannis, for a prime example, Lord have mercy.
I'm about
Or
to
even
give you.
or even Tatum against LeBron, the
Tatum against
Celtics in
LeBron.
LA. You know how the market
It don't
of
give
Boston.
you that much though. You know, it don't even though
It's
because
true,
the
but
Boston
you think
Celtics and the
about
Lakers
market.
always play. Right. I know what you're saying. Like LA
Market-wise.
Lakers versus Boston. That's always a big championship type of thing. Like when Kobe Bryant was playing against the Lakers. I mean, against the Celtics. You know, I get where you're coming from on that. I just don't think he would have. I don't think Tatum, and I'm a diehard Duke fan, would have been like Kobe, if that makes sense. Now he's not the flashiest guy, but Tatum gets it done, you know, and I'm just gonna say it, and I'm telling you now, his time gonna come, he'll win the championship. But I'm gonna give you my raw thought minute right here, E on the mic. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Is you ready? And I'm gonna let you give all the raw thoughts after it, because I'm gonna give some more. You ready? I'm gonna tell people
I'm
now.
ready. I'm ready.
I hope people ready. You ready for this? Are you ready?
We ready.
Kansas City will not be in the Super Bowl next year because the New York Jets will be there. The New York Jets will be in the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you now, Aaron Rodgers, out of all years, and as much as we talk about the New York Jets will be in the Super Bowl. When I look at this New York Jets team, Robert Salah was missing a guy who could just take over the offense. You know, they had a top 5 defense, and I looked in every statistical category. They didn't get dominated or blew out or beat to death. Game after game after game after game. You got a guy like Aaron Rodgers who has all these little young, smart pieces. Then you got a plethora of running backs. And you got a top 5 defense. Then you just signed back Quentin Williams to a big deal. Robert Salah, this is what the Jets went into. Woody went into. We're risking it. We're putting out the chips. Aaron Rodgers is going to get us a Super Bowl. We haven't even been to playoffs in a long time. Last time we been to playoffs was under Mark Sanchez.
Mark
with the AFC
Sanchez.
Championship,
And we all know about
twice.
last time we saw Mark Sanchez.
Right, that's the last time. I feel like this Jets team, one of the reasons why I like it, at first I'm like, why would Aaron Rodgers go? One of the things that I know Aaron Rodgers is, he ain't a fool. It wasn't no need. If he knew he was going to go to a team that's going to get ready for the Jet draft, year in, year out, he probably analyzed his entire team while he was in that cave, or before he went to the cave. He probably realized, like, this team really is okay. This team is not bad, and it's youngsters. And you could get all of them on cheap contracts. I can keep my money. We could bring in a few pieces, keep them. He even brought guys from Green Bay.
Lazard, for a prime example.
Yeah. And I don't know if Cobb got there yet, but I'm pretty sure he probably will.
Oh, he most likely will. I won't be surprised by that.
So you bringing in guys to teach him his concepts, how he throws, his timing, stuff like that. Because most of the time he doesn't even be in the offseason. Aaron Rodgers has been locked in the offseason with the Jets. I feel like the Jets can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a high-scoring game, but the Kansas City Chiefs will have to deal, if healthy, because, you know, injuries always play a part. I'm saying this with the Jets being healthy, a top 5 defense in the NFL with the quarterback now who get it done. The Jets will be in the Super Bowl next year. Unless Aaron Rodgers get hurt. Go ahead.
Hey, I definitely agree with the defensive part because they've really held down to opponents, especially they had a horrible offense, but they really made sure they made their opponents' life difficult to score, honestly. Especially, I know that, especially seeing the Jets twice a year. They hold us to field goals in the last game. They hold us only about a good 14 points, 20 points, while they had like a good 45. Their missing key was, of course, that quarterback position, which is Aaron Rodgers. My main concern with that one is which Rodgers we're going to see. Are we going to see the MVP Rodgers from 2 years ago? Or we're going to see that Rodgers from last year. Yes, he has weapons there with Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Breece Hall, for a prime example. He even got one of the Chiefs' speed wide receivers, too, this offseason, too. So he has a lot of weapons to go with him. That's going to be the main question in. It's going to be a Super Bowl or bust there for the Jets, but there's not going to be no cakewalk. I'm not going to say they're going to be the Super Bowl. Now, for me, I don't have the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl, but I don't think it's going to be the Jets.
Who you got going to the Super Bowl then?
I got Cincinnati. As much as it hurts me to say that.
Wait. That's a good one. Now, that's a good one. One thing about it, you got Broadway Joe. I'm just going back again. When I looked at it, I analyzed that myself in my raw thoughts. He said, because it's my opinion, it's in my space. Like you said earlier.
Okay. Your space. Okay,
Cincinnati defense is womp, womp. And I'm saying that. Now, don't get it twisted. If it come down to the offense being on the field last, and I got a friend that loves Cincinnati, go to all the games. That's my guy. Shout out to my guy, Kevin. He's from Cincinnati. But defensively, they are not there. And I feel like this is the reason why I'm saying the Jets will be in the Super Bowl. Because you got Aaron Rodgers, a veteran guy, regardless of how many pouts and moans and groans he makes, he's good. He's really good. Aaron Rodgers never really had a top 5 defense outside of that year in the Super Bowl when they went to the Super Bowl when he was young with the Green Bay Packers. This is the first time he gets a top 5 defense. He's been carrying the Packers, regardless of what the Packers want to say. We know he makes his mistakes too. He's been carrying the Packers all those years by him in the offense. They never had a top 5 defense. Aaron Rodgers could get, if he could get turnovers, the Jets could get turnovers. You got a quarterback like him that can take advantage of those. That's where I'm going at. Don't get it twisted though. Joe Burrow is ice cold, and I like that. He's ice cold, but I just don't think that he's going to be able to. He got some pieces. I just think the Jets defense is going to take them to another level, and they're going to get even better. As you see already, Aaron Rodgers already got Sauce Gardner hanging out with him. He don't even play offense.
They've been recruiting since that Packers and Jets game last year, especially with the cheese head in his head. He already knew. He already knew how Green Bay was going to be.
And that's for me, man.
No, I can see. I mean, I guess if they make the playoffs, yes. Main question is, I know how the Jets are. They each find a way to screw themselves over. I just don't see them going to Super Bowl. But hey, with the defense, the offense, if they all clicks, it's a big possibility in a tough AFC conference. It ain't no cakewalk like the NFC. I'm not gonna say the NFC is that bad, but the NFC is different than the AFC as of right now. It's changed. It has changed.
Right. So with that being said, that's all I got, man. I appreciate you, E on the mic. It's our first time being up here. I loved your energy. I love what we're doing. We definitely got to have you here a lot more. Not just a little bit.
Let me know. I got you. It could be during the middle of the season. It could be like literally right after the Dolphins lost. You'll definitely hear a scream of me.
With that being said, go ahead.
Where you can find me once again, you can find me on YouTube, which is going to be on E on the mic. You can also find me on TikTok, same thing. Instagram was E on the mic with an S. You can also find me on Threads as well. That's where all you can find me on my social media platform right there as well. We'll be talking about, sometimes I'll be going live stream on TikTok. Going to be start going on live streams as well on YouTube as well once the games start happening for the Dolphins. Cannot wait, especially training camp coming up soon, Ryan. It's coming up soon for both of our teams. We already know.
And you got that right. And speaking of training camp, before we get off, because we forgot to talk about that. What is your thing in training camp? What are you looking forward to in training camp?
For my team specifically, or or in general?
I mean, any team competition that you're looking at.
I'm looking, at least for my Dolphins, at least, I'm looking at the quarterback, the backup quarterback, who's going to be the backup, because Tua ain't going to be healthy throughout the season. If he can stay healthy, that'd be great. But the main question is, who's that backup? Is it Mike White? Is it Skylar Thompson? Mike White, who was a former Jet, who's proven record of winning games, and you got Skylar Thompson, a seventh-round rookie from last year, and he was playing the wild card game too. So you gotta find out who's the main guy there as well. It's a lot of battles there too. If you want to go like league-wise there, there's a lot of guard positions that are up in the air. Detroit's looking for guards. Same thing with the Arizona Cardinals, need protection there. Miami's also
getting ready for the draft with the number 1 pick. But go ahead.
Hey, all I know is when is Saquon going to get signed to? That's also another thing during the training camp. Is Saquon going to get that contract? I know the running back situation through the league. That's why Dalvin Cook is still a free agent, because he rejected the Dolphins offered there too. So it's gonna be interesting training camp because I'm not gonna say there's people gonna go down, but I feel someone's gonna go down, and one of these players, D Hop or Dalvin Cook, may get signed. Even Denver might even be interested in Dalvin Cooks, but that's gonna be a lot of stuff going into the training camp.
Where you think Dalvin Cook gonna go?
Originally, I had Miami because I think even though we had a stacked field in the running back core with a chain, Jeff Wilson, it's not too bad getting Dalvin Cook.
Raheem Mostert. Man, y'all got his style of play fits Miami, but at the same time,
but then at the same time, Denver could be another fit too. Because in case Javonte Williams go down, then all you have left is P. Ryan and some other running backs. Dalvin Cook would also be helpful there. Because Dalvin Cook more is a split back guy. He's not the main guy anymore. His days of that, it's over. He's more of a split back guy, in my opinion.
So for me, I know he's supposed to get off. He plugged himself in. But two things we didn't do, and that's why I say Raw Mind Sports unscripted, because I got to get it. While I got E up here. DeAndre Hopkins, where do he go? Where will he be?
Ooh, DeAndre Hopkins.
He already said he not. It sounded like to me on his Instagram text. He was like, Buffalo. I'm not going to Buffalo with no discount. I'm gonna tell you why I think he's going. But go ahead.
I'm gonna say because I feel Hopkins doesn't want to go to that trend of where wide receivers go to die. Tennessee Titans. No disrespect to the Titans, but if you remember players like Randy Moss, Julio Jones going to Tennessee, where are their careers at this point in time? I don't think that would be a great deal. I know he wants to win championships. The Chiefs are one of those teams that desperately needs a wide receiver. Even though they say they don't really need Hopkins, they got Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore. I think he'd be a great fit for them, especially having another receiver besides Travis Kelce. In my opinion, that's where I feel he should go. But if anything, I heard New England's in the mix too, but I don't see that happening at all. I think the perfect fit for him, if he wants to get a chip, the Kansas City Chiefs is that team right there. Honestly, that's a team that needs a chip there. If he wants a chip, he goes there.
Kansas City, okay, I got you. So I'm gonna go with my raw thoughts here. My raw thoughts here is I'm saying this chip or not, he's not going to Buffalo. I don't think he's going to Kansas City because he probably wants some. I don't know if he won't change or not because people are telling me he needs to come to Buffalo to win championship. He made a comment, so I said,
"Yeah, the only reason why is because of Stephon Diggs' issue. That's why."
Well, okay.
That's the only reason why they're trying to get him in there because Stephon Diggs is kind of giving a scene during training camp this past season. So
gotcha. So that's
the reason why they're getting some little traction there with Hopkins.
So look, I'm gonna tell you where he going, and it ain't even been brought up, but I'm telling you where he going. DeAndre Hopkins will be a Baltimore Raven, and I'm gonna tell you why. Experience, possession receiver. Odell Beckham can actually stay healthy with a guy like DeAndre Hopkins on the other side. And then they said they're going to amp up the workload of J.K. Dobbins. So, if you get those two guys there, like, together without having to take on so much of a load with his for sure hands, and you got Odell Beckham sitting on the other side that doesn't have to worry about being injured or pressure, man, I'm telling you, that's the sneakiest team. Dark horse team in the AFC will be the Baltimore Ravens because even without defensively, it is hard already to stop Lamar Jackson healthy. Let alone you give him 2 Pro Bowl receivers and see what you get. And people are not talking about that. Those 2 Pro Bowl receivers, they don't have to do but so much. They got experience. They're veterans. They could probably catch on any corner in the league, and that's on Patrick Surtain and Sauce Gardner.
It will be a scary duo. I'll tell you that. If we get the OBJ from years past, D Hop, and a rookie they just got in this year's past draft, it's gonna be a scary duo.
That's what I was saying. But that's all I got.
Trio,
Unless you got something else to say. You got anything else before we get off of Raw Minds?
Hey, I'm good with my thoughts, man. I'm gonna keep it PG. Listen, we kept raw thoughts here though. Cover raw thoughts. Hey, listen, you told me 1 minute. My 1 minute raw thought. Hey.
We change it.
You didn't specify, so hey, I'll do my raw thought there.
Hey, one thing about raw thoughts, you are right. I did. Now I apologize. But with that being said, raw thoughts could be that. It could be that. It could be. Well, I want to be vague. It could be about sports because that's why I wanted to be on sports. I should have put in my topic for him. Now I'm gonna say raw thought sports minute. You have broke the mold and made sure I had to say that.
Listen, I'm gonna be part of that rule now. I'm already with it. Listen, I'm part of the rule now. Like the Brady rule. Okay, let's see. Never, when I do it again, raw thoughts sports.
I'm about to do that right now. Hold on a second. Raw thoughts sports minute. I'm putting it in now, people. Raw thoughts. I told you on Raw Mind Sports, we do stuff a certain way. So
Hey, listen, it ain't scripted. I'll tell you that much.
Thoughts Sports Minute. There we go. We got it now. We got it. Sometimes you gotta be literal in life. I done figured it out. But I love that comment in that conversation.
Hey, listen,
because
it's true. It's a good thing I didn't go too far. Listen, I just did it. Touche. So listen, I didn't go too far. Listen, I know my limits.
With that being said, E on the mic, Raw Mind Sports is out.
Peace.